Hey friends, you're listening to All Aboard the Dream Train, a dream storytelling podcast where stories and experiences created by the unconscious brain are retold by the waking brain. A safe place where we explore and discuss the similarities and differences between the dreaming life and the waking life. Hey friends, I hope everybody is doing well. I hope all is well. This is episode 11 of All Aboard the Dream Train, and I want to welcome you back and thank you for listening. I'm super excited to share today's episode, not only because the guest is a friend of mine, but he just does a really good job of telling his story. Not to mention he has some of the best sound effects that he makes with his mouth throughout the recording. It's good stuff. I enjoyed it, and I think you will too. But before we get into today's episode, I want to give anybody that's listening a little bit of value and kind of share with you some of the things that I'm consuming. And one podcast that has been in rotation pretty frequently is called This Jungian Life. It's produced by three Jungian analysts, Deborah Stewart, Lisa Marciano, and Joseph Lee. And if you enjoy listening or reading about psychology, if you enjoy this podcast, you're going to like this other one. Again, it's This Jungian Life, Jungian. Each episode, they have a topic, and all three of them kind of chime in. And at the end, they also have a dream interpretation from one of their listeners. So go check them out. You'll probably like it. Today's episode does have some colorful language, so if you are sensitive to that or anyone within an earshot of the audio, you may want to play this at a different time. Just a fair warning. All right, today's guest is a friend of mine. He's one of those guys that, like, if you were a neighbor and you were missing a tool, this is the guy that would have it. And I don't mean he's the one that took it from you. He's just seems to be the type that would always be prepared. Maybe you walk through his house or his backyard and see a piece of furniture and, you know, he probably didn't buy it. He probably made it himself. He's super talented with his hands. He's been supporting the podcast since I launched in June. He's just a cool dude. He's a great storyteller. And I'm really thankful that he shared his story. Please welcome aboard my friend, Trent Stocking. People like give you any type of
feedback.
Yeah.
Those good times.
Yeah. So
I like listening to it. Pretty much every story you posted so far, I've been listening to it and enjoying it.
It's fucking awesome, man. I really appreciate that. Will you just start with telling anybody that's listening your name, age, and location?
My name is Trent Stocking. I am 34, and I live here in Portland, Oregon.
Dope. You haven't always lived here in Portland, though.
Nah, I lived in Michigan, Kalamazoo, Michigan for 23 years, and then I've been out here since.
Okay, dope. What are your hobbies and passions?
I like to build shit. I am a carpenter and a metal worker and a leather worker, and I like to, I don't know, hang out and drink beer and hang out with my kids, and just got a kitten, so I snuggle her a lot, and I don't know, like hobbies, hang out with my girlfriend and watch a lot of movies, and we just finished watching Cowboy Bebop. It's like the first television series I've been able to like get her to watch all the way through.
Sick. I don't think I've ever watched that.
Oh, dude.
Is it good?
Yeah, just watch it with subtitles, man.
Okay.
Dubbed is terrible.
Okay. That is noted. I will do that. How would you describe yourself?
I don't know, just like a pretty open-minded, chill dude that is artistic and productive and hardworking. I don't know. I just like to hang out, make good friendships, and I don't know, enjoy my time.
Solid. That was a great description. What helps you relax or unwind at the end of the day?
I like to just drink some beer and put on some sweatpants and watch some movies, hang out with my girlfriend, roll around a little bit. Mm-hmm. you know, chill out.
Pretty much relax because your job it's pretty physical.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's like pretty. It's labor, that's for sure.
Long hours too. I mean, I know how it is, man. It's just like you don't want to do anything when you get home.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I get home and then I immediately go into like the leather studio and start working. And sometimes I
That's fair.
get home and I'm like, I have like an Etsy shop and I'll like go and deal with like orders, cranking out. I make belt buckles and like belts and I don't know. I make stuff all the time. So even when I'm not working, I'm working a lot of the time.
Yeah, I hear you.
And then if I'm like, all right, I'm not working, I'm just like sitting on the couch and like, I don't feel like doing the dishes right now. I'm gonna like
doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You go hard when you do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. I'm the same way. Do you have any sleep aids or rituals or anything like that you do before you get into bed?
Nah, just brush my teeth and crawl in there.
Okay.
Pretty much just like, usually have like a bunch of long conversations with my girlfriend, hang out, relax.
But you're not like meditating or anything?
No, I'm not very good at meditating.
Yeah.
My brain goes pretty fast most of the time.
Yeah, I hear you. I can't really meditate either. Do you share your bed or do you have it all to yourself?
It's me and my girlfriend.
Yeah, sharing it.
And then our kitten's been sleeping in there lately, which is cool.
So it's like 4 of you guys in there sometimes?
No, just 3.
Okay.
Yeah, me, my girlfriend, and the kitten. And then,
Right.
sometimes I'll wake up and my girlfriend's kid's there. He sleepwalks, and so she'll...
Oh, does he?
Or he'll like walk through the hallway in the middle of the night, and just like... She'll like take him back to bed, and then he'll come back in the middle of the night a couple times, and she'll take him back to his bed. And then in the morning, like, he's always there.
Yeah.
So...
That's little kids for you.
Yeah.
Does your partner have any funny like habits when they sleep, or any like do they snore really loud, or are you?
I don't think I've ever heard her snore.
Okay, damn,
Yeah.
that's dope.
I think I snore, but I think she's just not bothered by it, which is cool.
Does she move around a lot or punch you or anything in your sleep?
No, she's pretty chill.
Yeah,
She's pretty snuggly.
nice. Do you keep a dream journal?
I have a dream journal that I won on that raffle from your Instagram,
Hell
but
yeah.
I have not started writing in it. I like the idea of it, but I seriously wake up whenever I have a dream. If I wake up in the middle of the night and I roll around, my girlfriend will wake up and I'll just tell her my dream, and then she'll do the same for me. We'll just like basically in the middle of the night, probably like at least once every couple days, do that. Like 3 a.m, wake up and be like, oh, I just had this dream, and just start like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then it's like I just tell her, and that's how I remember.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of keeping a dream journal, but I think I could only do it if it was just like push a record on my phone. And even then, I don't sleep with my phone right next to the bed. So
Yeah.
I keep it in the other room, just like far enough to where I have to actually get out of bed to go turn my alarm off. Otherwise, I won't get up to my alarm.
Yeah. Have you ever like kept a diary or anything?
I think I tried when I was in like middle school for a minute, and I'm just not
really.
into it. I'm not much of a writer.
Yeah. There am I. I've never kept a journal either. A couple of reasons. I think I don't want people to like go through it.
Yeah.
So I can't like fully, get that out there.
Yeah. If I was going to write in a journal, I would never write anything that I wouldn't want somebody to read, because I know that somebody's eventually going to stumble upon it, and then
Yeah, it sucks. That's not cool.
Yeah.
But I mean,
private thoughts, you keep them to yourself.
Yeah. So I totally get that. Are you a night owl or an early riser?
I am not an early riser. I have to be because my daughter gets up super early. But it's groggy and I need coffee like ASAP.
So not by choice.
Not by choice. I used to be a night owl, hardcore. I did a lot of graveyard shift jobs and 24-hour coffee shops and just whatever. It was like pretty easy for me to stay up until 7 or 8 in the morning and then sleep until 3 or something. And I enjoyed that a lot. But now that I'm a little older, I'm like, I like to be awake among the living,
You feel like you're just sharper, like mentally.
What do you mean?
Like with that schedule, staying up and then being on your own time.
I liked staying up when I was doing it because it was like super creative time.
Yeah.
it was like really easy to like, you don't have a lot of distraction. You could do whatever you want, like make a bunch of art,
Yeah.
work on projects. I still do it during the holiday season. I stay up pretty late for my metal work and my leather work because I get slammed with orders and I have to like get them all out and everybody wants it on time because it's gifts.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So there is still times where I like neglect my sleep to be productive. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I probably suffer through my work work week because of it. But I don't know.
Do you think
sometimes I just stay up late, just like playing video games or something, you know?
Yeah. Do you think, so that's like you think your most creative time? Do you have like a time where you feel most creative? Is that pretty much nighttime?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. That's what I like about the late nights is it's really easy to be like, all right, I'm going to focus on productivity and brainstorming and working on prototyping and whatever I'm building or making. Yeah. But other than that, I don't know. I've been going to bed earlier, just because my girlfriend is like midnight comes around, she's like, I'm turned into a pumpkin. You know, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like she basically gives me my cue to go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you for that. You know?
She's like,
it keeps me sleeping.
She gives you permission.
Yeah, she gives me permission to go to sleep. Exactly. Yeah.
Do you track your sleep at all?
Like the length of sleep I get?
Yeah. Do you have an app or anything that like?
Nah, I don't.
Nothing like that.
Stuff, no.
How many hours of sleep would you say that you get on average?
6 or 7. If it's a night that I've got my kid, I get less. If it's a night that I don't have my kid, I get to sleep in a little later.
Yeah.
That's closer to 8 or 9.
Yeah.
But it's only 9 if I like decide to go to bed early, which I rarely do.
Yeah. That's pretty good though, man. If it's like averaging that, like I feel like that's pretty good sleep. Do you feel pretty like energized and well rested?
Yeah, it depends on how much I had to drink the night before.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Is it consistent? Like if you lay your head down, do you get up a bunch during the night, or is it like once to get up to the bathroom and that's about it?
I don't usually get up to go to the bathroom too much in the middle of the night, but I have a lot of back pain just from like hard labor. Yeah. And so I usually wake up and like adjust and like, and like roll over to the other side or flip from my one side to my belly or to my other side or whatever.
But you don't like get up out of bed a bunch.
No, not usually.
Yeah. What's your favorite sleeping position?
I like to fall asleep with my arm like wrapped around my girlfriend and just like super snuggled up. Then I think once I'm asleep, I think I get like sweaty and like kind of like turn over to the other side or roll to my belly. Yeah. Usually in the middle of the night, I push all the pillows away and I'm just like face down in the mattress, like no pillow, just a plank.
That's fair. Just planking out. Big spoon or little spoon?
I'm big spoon usually.
Okay.
I like to be a little spoon too, but I'm usually big spoon.
So there's not really an actual position. It's just kind of you rotate quite a bit.
Yeah, I roll around at night.
That's fair. What interests you in dreams?
Oh man, it's everything, man. Dreams are cool. You like wake up and you feel like you've had an adventure. Like if you can remember it in the morning, and if you have somebody to tell it to, like if you don't have somebody to tell it to, you have a dream journal to write into. If you can wake up and be like, "Whoa, what was that?" Then you jot it down. If you're not me, if you can tell somebody and you can like vocalize it and like before it slips away, because I feel like there's like a 3-minute window.
Yeah, it's
like if you don't spit it out right away, it's gone forever. Yeah. And even sometimes when you tell somebody, you forget it just because it's like, oh, I let it go.
Yeah.
You know, but what interests me in it is that there's no rules, man. It's like you wake up, you realize that whatever you were just doing, like you weren't even necessarily yourself. You're just like doing some adventure, experiencing some adventure, and there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. It's just like watching this, like, you know, crazy ass movie.
Yeah, and you're like either in it or watching it or.
Usually I'm in it. I'm the character, but I'm like feeling all the emotions and everything that goes into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I love it.
Yeah.
What interests me in dreams is that like it's so different than what I live day to day. Not always.
Yeah.
Sometimes what I dream about.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'll have like some monotonous, like tedious task that I have to do at work.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking about it and trying to plan for how I'm going to do it in my waking life. And then I'll fall asleep, and in my dream I'll do it. And in my dream I'll work for 8 hours and I'll like complete the task. I'll be working through it. I'm like, oh, this hurts. Oh, it's just like this just backbreaking labor. Like trying to like finish some monotonous task that's over and over and over, and you're like hunched over or whatever in some awkward position, like using power tools. And then I'm like, yeah, I did it. And then I'll wake up and I'll realize that I still have to go to work and do that. And I'll have to do it all over again. And then I'm like, fuck, I don't feel relaxed at all. I don't feel like I got sleep. I just worked all night and I'll have to work all day.
Damn, dude.
And that's really common, actually.
Yeah.
But usually it's not like that. I don't know. Most of my dreams aren't that. But I've had that dream maybe like 5-10 times. You know?
Damn, that's crazy. I was talking to my buddy not too long ago, Greg, and he said the same thing. Like, he would work 12 hours, go home, eat, fall asleep because he has to be up in the morning at 4 a.m. anyways. And all night he was doing the same shit. And then he wakes up and is like, fuck, I have 5 more days of these 12-hour shifts doing the same shit. And I'm just dreaming about it 8 hours in a night.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
That's a brutal awakening. Like, you wake up and you're like, you feel like the first thing you wake up and you're like, oh, I did it. And then you're like, no, I didn't. Oh, shit.
I actually have to go do that right now.
I have to go do it right now. At least you like know how to do it now. You like worked out the kinks in your head. That's the one thing about it is like, sometimes when I have a dream that I've been working all night, it's like a problem solving dream. And I'm like, oh, I figured out the method and I can now be really efficient.
Right.
And I've had that dream a lot where like I had my buddy Vijay, I used to play chess against him, like, at this coffee shop, like, almost every single day for, like, you know, a couple months or whatever.
Sick.
And I feel like I'm a pretty good chess player, but he's a pretty good chess player too. But, like, he was beating me most of the time. Yeah. And I was getting pissed off about it. But, like, you know, that one chess player has that pattern of moves that they tend to make, and the strategy, like, you kind of find the window of what they're doing. Yeah, yeah. And then I would have a dream about playing chess against him, and I would be like, aha, I figured out like what to do. Yeah. And then I'd wake up and be like, oh, shit. And then I'd play chess against him again, and I would like beat him all of a sudden and be like, take that.
You're like kind of figuring it out in your dream. Because your mind's on it, you know?
Yeah. I was like focused on it. This happened to me when I was like maybe 14 too. I was like skateboarding a ton of, I was like skateboarding like 7 hours a day as a kid. And just trying to do tricks, and I couldn't get a kick flip. Yeah. Like, I could do a heel flip, and I could do shove-its, and I could do like varial flips, but I couldn't get just a basic kick flip regularly. Yeah, yeah. And in my dream, I was doing it over and over and over. In my waking life, I was doing it over and over and over. But then finally, I had this dream where I just was doing it in slow motion and just picturing the way that my toe had to flick and the angle that it had to go and the way that I had to lift my knees and the way that I had to like drop down back to my board and catch it in the air before I slap it to the concrete in order to land square. Yeah. And then I woke up, like I was trying and I couldn't land it I couldn't land a solid kickflip. And then I had a dream about it where I was just doing it over and over in slow-mo in my dream. And then I woke up and in the morning, like, went out into my driveway or my mom's driveway or whatever, and just was like,
just killed it.
Oh yeah, it was
just like, nailed it.
Like nailed it. And then I could do it like regularly anytime. Yeah, that's so. I can still do it. I don't skate shit anymore. I barely ever skate, but I can still like bust out the standards. You know?
I've definitely done that with skating and snowboarding too. Like, it's I don't know. There's something to it where you just like replay it over and over in your mind because you're trying to push yourself to learn and do better and whatnot. And
it's like what you care about when you're awake and you're like, I want to do this. I'm trying really hard. I want to like succeed at this task, whatever it is. Yeah. And then you try and try and try and try and try, and then you sleep on it, and you dream about it, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And then you work out the kinks, and then you wake up, and then you go back at that same task that you like were struggling,
Right.
couldn't do, and you're just like exhausting yourself trying to complete, and then first try, like
No
perfection.
problem.
Yeah.
I think that's I've never lucid dreamed before, but I think like that is kind of what you have to do to get to that point. Because
I gotta tell you,
yeah,
I don't lucid dream often. I've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
And since I've been listening to your podcast, I had a lucid dream.
Really?
And
What?
you were in my dream.
What?
And it was
So
just like,
sick.
it's because I was listening to the podcast all the time and thinking about dreams.
Yeah.
Just driving around in my van, you know? And
Whoa, dude,
I
that's
had this
dope.
dream that you, you just basically popped up and were like, hey, what's up, man? How's it going? And I was like, oh, Mason, what's going on, dude?
What?
And then I was like, oh, you're not really there. This is all pretend. And I was like, am I dreaming? And I looked at my hands and I had like Ninja Turtle hands, basically. Like I had like two fat like fingers and one thumb, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, those aren't my hands. That's not supposed to be like that. And then I was like,
so sick.
and I spread my hands out and all of a sudden I was like, oh, I got 5 fingers or 4 fingers and thumb or whatever. And on each hand. And then I was like, oh, that's like you know, have you ever watched like any Miyazaki anime? Have you ever seen the movie Ponyo?
I haven't, no.
Well, anyway, there's this like character that like is a fish that turns into a human, and she like sprouts like little like chicken legs or whatever.
Okay.
And then she has like these like weird hands, and she like licks her hands are like basically like these cartoon hands like Mickey Mouse or something.
Okay,
Like, they
like-
don't have all the fingers, and then she like evolves into a human.
Whoa.
And then she's like starts running really fast on top of this water. And like, so like, I was like, oh, I'm lucid dreaming. I'm not like Mason just showed up. My hands don't look right. This isn't right. That means I'm dreaming. This isn't real. And I was like, oh, this is a lucid dream. I can do whatever I want. And you know, like in my mind, like when I'm awake, I'm like, oh, what would I do if I could do anything I want?
Yeah.
I'd have like some crazy sex
Yeah.
or something. But like, in this dream, what I did instead was like, looked at my hands and was like, oh, I'm dreaming. What am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to run. And I just was like, and it was like, I was like a bullet, man. I was like running so fast. And that's all I did was just ran really fast, like a streak of lightning.
That sounds fucking awesome.
And I was like, this is the best. It was like this exhilarating rush.
Yeah.
And then I think I just forgot that I was lucid dreaming, and I just like went into whatever, like the dream just
Whatever
carried
else.
on to whatever else adventure that made no sense. And I like immediately forgot about it.
That's awesome.
But I did remember when I woke up, like realizing that I was dreaming, and then I thought it was funny that what I chose to do was just be like
Run.
the fastest man alive or something. You know,
Dude, that's awesome.
it was cool.
But you've lucid dreamed before. That was
Yeah.
your first one?
I know I've done it before. Right now I
Can't
can't
really
really
recall.
recall what exactly
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was. But-
Yeah, man, I've had like dreams that like come close to it, but like I wouldn't actually like classify that as a lucid dream. But I've like made things appear and like told things to go away, but I don't know. Maybe that's getting close.
I'm getting good at the signals. Like, it's like if you look at a clock and it's just like the numbers are scattering and you're like, you can't focus. It's like the digital clock. It's like 8, 3, 6, 9, 5, 3, 2, 1, 7, 9, 8, 7. And just like, you're like it's just like a calendar's dates flipping.
Yeah.
But it's just a clock. You're like, oh, this isn't right.
You can
And I'm
tell
like,
it's
oh,
not.
that's a signal. And sometimes that signal like lets me know I'm dreaming. And sometimes I'm like, oh, the clock's broken, you know?
Right.
And I'm just like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And then looking at my hands helps a lot.
Yeah, I've
Like,
heard
if
about
I look
that.
at my hands, like that's what happened. And that was the trigger. It was like you
Yeah.
being present in combination with looking at my hands and being
Hands are
like, that's not what my hands are supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And then people have told me, like, I mean, I know you're supposed to like flip on lights and stuff. I feel like I've done that
there's
before.
so
Like,
many
you flip the
things.
light switch on and off and the lights don't change.
Yeah.
It's either dark and it stays dark, or it's light and it stays light,
Right.
and that doesn't change. Then,
Yeah.
then that's like a signal too that you're dreaming.
There's
And-
so
and
many
if you
out
can
there.
tell yourself and you remember that and think about that, and
Right.
then like maybe then you'll be like, oh, I'm dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is like once you know you're dreaming, you don't know what to do with that power most of the time. I feel like, or I don't. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming.
Right.
And then I'm like, do I want to do something adventurous or like super exhilarating, or do I want, like, what do I want to do? Do I want to go do some seedy, like, violent crime, or what do I want to do? And you're like, no, I'm dreaming, and then you just surrender to the dream again and let go. That's what I do.
Yeah, you just haven't gotten to that point where you can, like,
manipulate.
Go do what you want to do.
I just don't think I care to be the author of the dream. I like the dream to take control of me. It's nice to know that I'm dreaming when I'm dreaming, and be like, oh, like, I just want to train myself to know that I'm dreaming, so that I can, like, absorb whatever knowledge I get, subconscious knowledge I get from the dream, and, like, carry that into my, like, daily life.
Waking, yeah. I think it is just kind of being aware of being able to identify that you are dreaming. But I think what you focus on, like the work, if you focus on work all the time, you'll probably have dreams about work. If you focus on dreams and being able to, become lucid and, like, working on that, actively, I think that's what, like, helps you eventually kind of break through to that. I don't know. It's just my theory, I guess.
I seriously, like, my girlfriend and I probably share our dreams 3 days out of the week, 3 nights out of the week.
Damn.
And it's like, if I tell her a dream, she'll tell me a dream. And there's almost never a time when I'm like, oh, I had this dream. And then she's like, oh, I didn't have a dream. Like, if I tell her a dream, she'll tell me a dream. And if she tells me a dream, I'll tell her a dream. Because it's like the short window of time right after I wake up every single time.
Yeah.
And I dream almost every single night. And if I get startled awake by my daughter early in the morning and she's like, I'm hungry, I want breakfast, or like, hey, I'm awake, I need you to this or that. It doesn't matter. Like, it's like, oh, I need your attention. I'm called away from it, and then I don't. And then like, whatever I dreamt about is gone forever.
So quick, yeah.
But if I wake up and I have time to just, like, relax for a second before I crawl out of bed or before I move, basically before I roll from one position to the next.
Yeah.
If I have a moment to think, like, oh, I'm awake, what just happened? Then I almost always can recall some dream. Yeah,
dude, you got to start writing those down.
Man, I'm never going to write them down.
Dude, you have to.
I thought about, I was like, man, I have these, like, inventor dreams where I'm like, oh,
dude, telling you got to write that shit
down. What I got to do is just draw
or
shit. You know what? Like, I
draw or record.
Yeah.
A lot of people record them too. But...
I think I'm gonna gift I don't know if she's gonna do it either though. I was gonna try to gift the dream journal that I won from your raffle to Brianna and be like, hey, because she might actually do it, but she probably won't either, because
you guys should both do it. What I've heard some people do
share the dream journal
is
cool.
They'll record them on their phone as soon as they wake up, and then just
it.
Write them down later.
That sounds cool. Yeah,
dude, you should. I mean, might as well. If you're getting, like,
I don't keep my phone near the bed though, because, like, it's like, if it's there and it's, like, buzzing, even if it's on silent, I have to have it on so that I hear my alarm in the morning. I can't just turn it off. Yeah. But if it's on silent, it still goes and, like, buzzes in the middle of the night if I get a text message or an email, and it's always like spam or something. But I don't want to wake up to that and be like, what am I neglecting? What do I need to pay attention to?
Right.
Like, I don't care.
Nothing important. But
nothing important.
So that's another question. I take it you're a light sleeper?
Nah, I can sleep pretty sound, except for, like, shit that seems like it's calling me awake.
Okay.
Like, that stuff gets me awake. It's like noises and stuff. I can sleep through noise.
Right.
I can sleep through most things, but
your kid, like, making noises, or
if anything's like, hey, Trent, you gotta, like I'm seeking your attention, like, that shit wakes me up. But, like, if my girlfriend rolls around, or if she snores, I don't even know if she snores. I probably fall asleep. Like, as soon as my head hits the pillow and I close my eyes, I'm out.
Yeah.
So
is she that way? Is she also is she a light sleeper or heavy sleeper?
She's a much lighter sleeper than me.
Really?
She wakes up to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I wake her up. I'm not sure. Actually, she might just be really polite and not like not let me feel the burden.
I don't want to bother anybody.
Yeah. I don't know.
Funny. Well, if you have any dreams in particular, can you just kind of preface them a little bit? Tell us a little bit about them, what kind of dreams they are, if they're a recurring dream or, like, a nightmare or something, and then just kind of Get into it.
Okay, so I've had I've had tons of dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come here prepared with any specific dreams to tell you, but I can think of some that are pretty cool.
Do you have any that are like profound that have affected like the way you look at things or think in like waking life? Anything that you've taken from your dream life?
I feel like they're all usually pretty profound for at least the week that they've happened. I don't know that any have changed me for good for long term, but
just
So it's one dream that I think about a lot that I think I probably had when I was like 8 or 9. Was it was like really dark. I guess it was a nightmare. Yeah, it was a nightmare. It was like really dark. I was like, the scene was set like it was like I was looking down from like a night sky. There was like bats flying all over the place. It was like close to pitch black, but probably like a full moon. So it was like the only light I could see was moonlight. It was really, really dark. And it was like this big oval, like track and field track kind of arena.
Okay.
And it looked like run down, like it wasn't, didn't have any, it just looked like it hadn't been kept up and nobody was there. And I like camera zooms in from the sky towards the field, and then down at the field, all of a sudden, like I'm in my body standing there, and I'm like hearing noises like owls, like or not owls, wolves.
Yeah,
that's like totally different things. But anyway, so like I'm like hearing like these crazy spooky noises, and I look up and I see my grandma in the dark, like off in the distance, just standing there, and I'm like, Grandma, what are you doing? And I start walking towards her, and then her eyes change, and then I'm like, oh, you're not my grandma. But she is. But then she like turns into like this werewolf, and then just like slowly starts to kind of like walk towards me, and then starts to walk faster and faster and faster. And I'm like, oh, and I turn, run, I'm running around this track in a circle. Just running from her and running from her.
Chasing you?
And she's chasing me, and I just hear
like, damn.
And I'm like, oh, she's gaining on me. And then all of a sudden I like turn into this staircase, and I'm running up the staircase, and she's like gaining on me, and I'm like, Grandma, what's wrong with you? Grandma, leave me alone. Yeah. Grandma, what are you doing? This isn't right. And then I wake up. Just that panic feeling in the morning, and then I'm like, that's not real. That's not real. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. And like, I don't know what the fuck that meant. It was just like, my grandma was the sweetest lady, you know?
What do you mean by her eyes changed?
Like,
can you?
They were like, went from like human eyes to like this like piercing red, like laser, or like yeah, just like this
animal.
Glowing like animal, like with like fierce, like dark intention, you know? And terrified me. And then she just like transformed into a wolf. And I don't think I like saw her turn into a wolf. I just knew that she had become one. And
I got you.
And then she was like,
you just had this feeling.
I just had to run out. I couldn't go towards her.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was weird.
What,
I have no idea what it means. Like, but it's like one of the oldest dreams I can remember.
Wow.
And, yeah, man, I don't know why I just went to the old ones, but
no, that's super chill. Yeah, I've heard of people saying that you're supposed to like try and confront like things that are chasing you.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously
I feel like you don't
can't
do that as a kid. You're like,
yeah, no, that's totally fair. My buddy Sam, he was on a couple of episodes earlier, and he said also like he had a dog chasing him like upstairs. So.
Oh yeah, I heard that, and that made me think about this dream, and I was like, oh, maybe I should bring that up. But I didn't even. I forgot about that one. I just was like, it's still just a really prevalent.
Yeah, I wonder if like I've heard that before, like dreams though, like things chasing people upstairs. Like I've had things chase me too, but it's usually oddly enough just kind of like running around in like a parking lot or something. But
have you ever had dreams where you're chasing somebody else?
No.
I had this one dream. There was this girl that I like, this was a long time ago, but there was this girl that I like had this severe crush on, and I like thought I was in love with her or something, but I like didn't really like, I like knew her well, but I didn't know her enough to actually like be in love with her. But in my mind, I was like chasing her, and there was this like tower, like this old like old English castle ruin like structure, like a tower with a spiral staircase, like stone staircase that just spiraled up and up and up and up. And I was down in this deep dark pit, and she was just like, come here, come here. She was like beckoning me with her like waving fingers, like like follow me. And I was like running and like just like I couldn't keep up, and I was chasing her up the staircase. And we got to the top of the staircase where like it like finally like meets like the ground level, and there's like grass and fields, and like it's like looks like this grassy knoll, like like this grass field, like plain, and these like hills, and like the sunset, and like mountains way off in the distance, and tree lines and stuff. And I got up to the ground level from this, like it must have been like 10 stories down in this deep dark muddy hole that this tower went down into. And when we got to the top, I was like, all right, I'm gonna walk through this doorway to get onto actual solid ground and follow her. And she's like reaching for my hand to like pull me in onto like solid ground. And I like reach, and then she goes, ha ha ha, and pulls her hand away, and the tower crumbles. Whoa. And I fall and fall and fall and fall. And in that moment when she was like reaching for my hand, like her nose grows and turns into like a witch nose with a big fat wart on it.
Whoa, dude.
And she just like looks fucking sinister.
Damn.
And I'm like, why would you do this to me? And I'm falling and falling and falling and falling. And then I hit the ground, land on my knees, pause for a second, and then buckle to the ground, completely like land sideways. And then after I did that, I felt myself falling and doing that. And then I saw it happen again from that same moment, but from a third perspective, like falling with all these crumbling like stones, this whole tower crumbling around me. And then I watched myself from third perspective, or third person view, like doing the same thing over and over and over. And it was almost slow-mo when I hit the ground, and like bounced, like kind of stabilized myself on my knees a minute, and then fall to my side, and then I'm just laying there dead. And it was almost like the video games when it's like like the Grand Theft Auto, like wasted, over, you know,
slow motion type.
And I woke up and I was like, what the fuck was that? And then I had to work with her the next day, and I was like,
oh no shit,
I feel uncomfortable around you.
Yeah, how did that go?
Yeah, it never worked out.
Same thing. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, I can't trust this person.
Damn.
Yeah.
Huh.
She's just gonna fuck with my emotions.
Yeah, she's just gonna grow a big nose.
Yeah.
And be damn. But how was your relationship with her, like, prior to the dream? Like, you guys were acquaintances, but had never,
we were coworkers. I had like a crush on her, and like, I don't know, I liked her or whatever, but like she, man, this is weird. Like, yeah, so, man, I don't know if I want to go into it.
That's fine. No, you don't have to. I mean, it's like, I naturally want to ask questions about it. You know?
It's cool. So she, like, one time we got drunk at a party, and then I walked her home, and she invited me in and was going to give me a drink, and we were drunk, and she kissed me, and I was like, oh, this is great, but I had this big crush on her, and I was like, I'm too drunk to do this right now. And she basically was like, you can stay, like, hang out with me, like, let's make out. And I kissed her one time, or she kissed me, and I was like, this is great, but I can't do this. And she got mad, and she was like, you fucking loser, and she pushed me down her stairs, like, out the door. I like tumbled down the stairs and like walked away. It was like, wait, oh my god, that's funny because that happened after the dream, and I was like, no, dude, I just now put that together. Like, she basically, it was like, no. And then she never, like, gave me that chance ever again. That was it. I was like, I was really into her, and I was too drunk, and I wanted to be, like, fully present.
Yeah.
When I, like,
totally.
Like, actually connected
like a normal
with her.
person.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want this to just be some drunk thing.
Right.
And she was offended, and then she pushed me down her staircase. And then I stumbled to her door, and I was like, oh, fuck, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I can't be here. And I left. And then never again did we flirt or anything.
You just put that together?
Just now, yeah.
What? Dude.
And I've thought about that dream, like, probably, like, 10 times.
That's cool.
Since then. And that was like,
a long time ago.
Yeah, dude. That was like almost 15 years ago, probably.
Dude, she pushed you down the stairs. Like, that was the sign, man. That's crazy.
I don't know. Dreams are nuts, man.
Have you ever told anybody about that before?
I don't think so. I don't know. I might have, but I've had that dream so long ago.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I think I may have told her that dream before. Like right after it happened. I'm not sure. I don't think I went into the same amount of detail. I probably protected a lot of it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
I was like, I had a dream about you. You had a witch nose. And that's probably as far as I took it.
Yeah. I've done that too. Like, where like I'll just tell someone my dream, but there's like obvious like
shit you can't say.
major pieces of that dream you like leave out or whatever. So
yeah, man, you gotta guard your subconscious, man. You know, like you can't just like let somebody know you're like
right, what's going on. Yeah. Well, that's what's hard about a dream journal is like that's why I've never kept a journal. Like, I'm not about to write all of this shit down because not like I have like any dirty like anything like super to hide, but it's mine, you know. Like, there's no reason for anybody to like.
It's your like it's your subconscious, and it's like it's fragile. You gotta like
totally.
You gotta protect it. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty much like my girlfriend and I share our dreams, and I don't think I really censor them to her at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll tell her some crazy dreams that I'm like, hey, this is just a dream, just so you know.
Right.
And she's like, okay, I understand.
Right.
And so even if it's something that might upset her, and if it was like an actual thought I had in like my conscious brain,
right, I'm
like, this is subconscious. And she's like, okay. And then she'll be like, okay, I can work with that, or I can deal with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there have been a lot of dreams that I've had that I'm like ashamed of, and I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna.
Right.
I'm gonna try to forget that one.
Me too. You know? Like, I've had those too for sure. Where I wake up, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. Crazy shit. Oh man, one of the things I wanted to tell you about my dreams is a lot of times lately, within the last couple of years, I've been dreaming about being places, and it's kind of like there's a map, like a video game map in my head, and it's like my dreamland map. And I can tell whether I'm in like the southeast corner or the northwest corner or the middle strip towards the west or whatever. Like, and it's like part of the dreamland is like this grassy hill with this forest trees that reminds me of this place I used to hang out with when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And then there's like this highway system, and it's like there's like these roads that travel through the whole map, and then some places you can only get to by like flight. Or like, you know, whether you like fly there like Superman or like in an airplane. Part of the place is like a skate park that's like this magical graffiti filled like land of like, you're like some adolescent like troublemaking kid, and it's like the fun kind of seedy areas that you hang out with in some downtown strip with your buddies or something, getting into trouble. But like there's a map of my dreamscape that exists, and I feel like that's one of the things I want to write down in the dream journal. Like, anytime I think about the dream journal, I just want to draw shit. I'm like, and I'm not an illustrator, but I'm like, I could draw the map.
Dude, you should totally draw the map.
I know. I've
seen people do it before, and it's like, it looks like crap, and it's like scribbles or whatever. You know, it's gonna look wonky as hell, but I'm just from what I've seen, like a bird's eye view of
like I know what it feels like, and when I'm in it, I know where I'm at. Like, dude, I know my location, and I'm like over there, like however many miles to the east is like this other part of my dreamland that I have other nights, and if I go north a little bit, then it's this other section, this other sector or whatever. It's like like it's like a map like you'd see like when you're flipping through a novel and they like draw like the Oz books. I don't know if you know about. Like, I read like all the Wizard of Oz books to my daughter. There's like 15 books or something. That are by.
But they have these maps.
Frank Baum, and he wrote all these novels about the Wizard of Oz, which is it's like this crazy magical land, and they travel along this map, and in every single one of these novels, there's an illustration of the map of the land of Oz.
Sick.
And there's these quadrants, and then in the middle is the Emerald City. And I think it's like my map in my dream is kind of like that. And I can go to these different quadrants, and there's different like prevalent thoughts or ideas or feelings in each one of these sections. and I can get there by foot or by car or by motorcycle or by airplane or by like flying like a magical, like, yeah, I told you about that dream when we went back to the East Coast for Melora's wedding.
Yeah.
Right? So I had that dream that I was flying, and I was like flying on a magic. It was like a fluffy yellow pillow with like tassels, and it was yellow like the color of Super Mario's cape in Super Mario World, the first one with Yoshi.
Yeah.
And when he flies, he has the cape and he puffs it up like a pillow, and he like dives up and down, bloop, bloop, bloop. And then like I basically the pillow that I was sitting on was the color of that. I was sitting like cross-legged, and I was like had my hands like fanned out below the pillow, and I was like fluttering them.
Yeah.
And I was floating up and down and up and down, and the farther I let myself fall, the higher I could fly if I like fluttered my hands really quickly for a second, and then I would let myself drop, and then I would flutter again. And I was flying around that map, and I was like, oh, I'm flying.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, okay. It's clicking now.
And that was almost a lucid dream. It wasn't. It was like I knew it wasn't. I was like, this isn't reality, but I wasn't like in my mind, oh, this is a lucid dream. But it was like close, you know.
Dude, I'm saying, like, I think you're like way closer than me, but
I mean, I feel like I'm tuning in, man.
You gotta write that stuff down, dude.
I don't know if writing it down is gonna do anything for me. Like, I don't.
Well,
care
you haven't tried though. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Dude, you gotta at least give it a shot, or just record a bunch of shit, because you can go through at some point and just record it all down. But again, like you said, and like we've talked about, like once you're up for the day, it's totally gone. Like you only have a small window. There's a quote that I posted just the other day. Where is it? Just get to your dreams before the world does. Write them down before you even get out of bed, because the moment your feet hit the floor, you literally ground yourself, and the lightning energy of dreams disappears into the earth. Yeah, man. That's it. It's like, as soon as you're distracted by your responsibilities you have to face throughout the day, it's all gone. It's gone, dude. It just disappears. So you have, like, that's why I'm so thankful that Brianna is like, oh, you got a dream to tell me? Like, sure, I'll listen. And I'll just like, and it's like, if it takes 20 seconds, she's like, she's there and present and listens. And if it takes like 7 minutes, she's there and present, listens. And then she almost always has a retort of like, let me tell you about a dream I had that while you were telling me that I was trying not to let go of. And we'll like take turns like being like analyzing each other's dreams. What was that about? What do you think that was about? How did you feel? Because, you know, like, you can do something crazy in your dream, and then the feeling that comes with it doesn't fit. Right. But it's there. Yeah, totally. I don't know. It blows my mind. No, I think it's really cool. And I think if people don't share their dreams with their spouse, like, they need to start doing it. Yeah, me and Carly do that too. And it's just like, you know, we just laugh about it. Like, does she dream a lot? She has the weirdest dreams, dude. She does dream. They're just like, they're really, really like just off the wall, like don't make any sense. Like she says that too. She's like, none of my dreams make any sense. But is it like, does she have like she can steady flow of dreams? She can recall them pretty, pretty well. I think she has a pretty good recall. What's your, like, what ratio of like nights of sleep to nights of dreams do you have, do you think? So mine have lately been kind of like on a wave. Like I didn't dream at all for like a couple weeks, and then now I've slowly been like getting more sporadically though. So it's like once every 4 days or something like that. Dude, I feel like I have like 4 to 5 dreams. Or no, like I feel like I can recall dreams 4 to 5 nights out of 7. Damn. And I feel like almost each of those nights it's like 2 or 3 dreams. Jesus. And sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night, tell my girlfriend my dream, fall back asleep, wake up, tell her another dream. Yeah. Sometimes it's 3 times in a night. Wow. It's nuts. That's a lot, dude. And I don't know. It's just like I care a lot about it. Like I really dig it. Yeah, dude. I'm like, this is an adventure. It's a trip. And it's all over the place, man. Yeah. And I don't have a specific dream to bring to you because like they're all fucking crazy. Yeah. And well, just my opinion, but I think you should like focus on a few, like draw out your dream map and just focus on a few. I really need to do that. I've been thinking about that. It's so sick. I want to see it. Like, I'll post it on social or whatever. But
I'm
I
not,
really
I'm
want
not a great illustrator, but
Doesn't matter, dude. Either am I. Have you ever tried any like valerian root or any?
I've taken that before. It's been a long time, but
Does
I
it
feel
work?
like
Does it
that
do
shit
anything?
just knocks me out, and I don't
Okay.
know I don't know if I come out of that with
Anything.
like a dream. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it's like if I take something that's going to help me fall asleep,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to actually help me dream.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because like last night,
Yeah.
Brianna was like, "Oh, you're gonna go and talk to Mason about your dreams tomorrow." I got this this crazy dream tea that's got this mugwort in it.
Okay.
And she was like, "This is supposed to help you like with your lucid dreaming, and especially powerful around full moons, which isn't till like the 12th or something." So it's like it wasn't a full moon last night or anything.
It's coming up, but
It's coming up, but yeah, she was like, "It's like it almost warned me against like drinking it before a full moon because it might be too intense." And I was like, okay, so definitely I'm going to take it right before a full moon. Like, give it to me. Fucking bring it on, you know? But like, I drank that tea last night and it didn't, I don't feel like it helped me dream, but it fucking knocked me out.
Really?
Man. Like, yeah. She was like combing her fingers through my hair.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
that's the best, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Combing, hands in the hair. I
love
that.
Dude, I want to be a cat. And if I'm not the cat, I want her to be the cat. It's like, I'm either petting her till she passes out or she's petting me. And it's the best.
That's like my favorite ever.
If anybody wants advice on how to sleep sound and feel like rested, just find somebody that fucking cares about you in that way.
Having them run their fingers through your hair.
Oh man, it's so good.
Yeah, it's great. I have some mugwort that I made a tincture of. I'll totally give you some. I also have some.
Have you felt any effects of it? As far as dream wise, because I couldn't really tell. I just felt like it helped me sleep really well. Like I like passed the fuck out.
You know what?
I don't feel like I woke up recalling my dreams or lucid dreams.
You know what's funny is like, so in October I did Sober October.
Yeah, awesome. Right. And cheers to you for that.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'll drink to that.
I'm glad that we can drink together now.
Yeah, it's November. Yeah. But so I was like clean, and what I did was I just took like everything. So I took like valerian root, mugwort. I was taking like lion's mane all at the same time. So I mean, I had some crazy dreams,
like,
but I
like melatonin or something. Does that help you too?
Yeah. Melatonin definitely helps me from what I've experienced. But that's a good one. Like if you just need to get knocked out, for me at least.
It's like all witch medicine, like magical fucking shit, dude.
But I can give you some of that if you want to try it out. I think you just have to find the one that works though.
The mugwort tincture you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to try it out.
Yeah, definitely. I'll hook you up.
How much do you take? What is it?
Just a couple of drops.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got a bunch of it.
Straight to the tongue, or you like drop it in a drink, or what?
Under the tongue. Yeah. Just kind of let it sit there for a minute. But
cool.
Yeah. But there's a bunch of them out there, so I'm going to. I'll give you some and see if it works for you or anything.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're called onarogens, apparently.
Onarogen?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
And it's just, hey Siri. Onarogen. It spelled it out. Onarrow gen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's Mason. It's like,
I don't understand.
It's just like plants or like substances that help you like sleep or get into the like dream state.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them too. So like I just picked a couple, but.
That's cool. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'd be down to experiment with that shit.
Yeah, totally.
For sure. Check this one out. This one's fucking crazy. When I was 9 years old, I got hit by a truck and I almost died. And when I got hit by this truck, I was on vacation with my family and we were at Crystal Lake in near Traverse City, Michigan. And it was like a 2-week vacation in this cottage on this lake. And it was pretty beautiful there, and it was with my mom, my stepdad, my brother, my stepbrother, and my stepsister. First night that we showed up, and this is not a dream. This is reality. This is like what actually happened. So, fuck, this is gonna take me a second.
It's all good, man.
So we were on vacation, scheduled to be there for 2 weeks. My mom was cooking dinner, and she was like, "Go outside and play. Just don't cross the road." And I was like, "Okay, Mom." And we were like catching like tree frogs and like just like playing around, and then we started playing hide and seek. We were playing hide and seek, and you know, my brother was my little brother, who's a couple years younger than me, and I saw this huge boulder across the road that I wasn't supposed to cross, that I knew I could hide behind because it was bigger than me. I was like, that's a big ass rock. I'm going to hide behind that.
Perfect. Yeah.
And, you know, like my mom, I heard the voice of my mom, like, don't cross the road. Just whatever you do, don't cross the street. And I was like, whatever. It's like, that's the perfect hiding spot.
Right.
Hide over there because nobody's going to look for me because I'm not supposed to cross the road. So they won't look over there. So I go across the road and I hide behind this boulder. And my brother is looking for everybody, and he finds me first because he sees my foot. Like, he's like, "Oh, I see your foot. You weren't supposed to cross the road. Mom said don't cross the road." And I'm like, "Gosh, shit." You know, yeah, damn, I got caught. And so I stand up, and basically, like, this cottage is lakeside. The street is a small highway, like not like an interstate, but like a
backwoods, like
yeah, like 2-lane, like double yellow lines, like 55-mile-an-hour speed limit.
Whoa,
like
dude.
It's a small highway, but it was on this big bend, like this big curved part of the road, and I was up against this cliff that was up above me, and this boulder was just a rock that had fallen from this cliff and just planted itself on the side of the road, inside of this bend. And the cabin was across the street on the outside of the bend. So I walked towards the road because I'm it. I'm like, damn it, I'm it. You know, like I got caught first. I'm it. Next round, my brother's still got to find everybody else, whatever. I'm looking left. I'm looking right. I look left and right. Left, right. No cars, no cars. Left, right, left, right, left, right. I'm looking both ways over and over and over. But I'm not used to a road that fast. Like, I grew up in like
55 is fast as fuck.
55. I'm used to like living on like a residential road.
Yeah. 25 miles an hour or whatever.
I was like 9 years old. I didn't know anything about fast roads. You know?
Right. Damn.
So I slowly, I realized there's no cars. I looked left and right like 5 times. I'm going to slowly meander my way across the street. Right. But I can't see very far to the left or the right because of the way that the bend around this cliff is. And it's a double yellow line. So it's like no passing because you can't see. There's not that much visibility. And I'm like slowly walking towards my brother. And he's like stoked because he just found me and I'm it, you know? He's watching me intently as I'm like crossing the street. I look left and right. And then I'm like looking at my feet, just slowly walking across the street. And I'm like standing on the double yellow lines in the middle of the street. And my brother just screams like, "Look out!" And I'm like, I look up and I look to my right and there is a fucking truck coming, like just cruising around this curve. And I'm like, oh shit. And instead of like jumping across the road the rest of the way to get out of the way, I like panicked, jumped up in the air, turned and ran from it, like down the lane. And I just ran faster than I've ever ran in my life, but just for a split second. Like I'm telling you, it was like the moment of panic. Like he's like, "Look out!" And I look up and I realize, oh shit, there's a car coming. Instead of diving out of the way, I turned and ran from the car, which probably took some of the impact off because I swear to God, dude, superhero strength, speed, like I just like went for it. I probably got to like 15 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. I was going so fast, like, and I was like, like just like leaning forward and sprinting away from this car, which took some of the impact off. But when it hit me so square and so hard. I flew up in the air. I did a bunch of flips. And it didn't even hit the brakes until it hit me because it was just coming around this blind curve. And then I hit the ground and I bounced a few times and then I rolled. And then all of a sudden the brakes hit and it was just squealing to a stop. And I was rolling across the ground and I sat up and I saw the license plate go from like a dime size, like tiny in the distance, to bigger. And I was sitting upright looking at the car coming towards me after bouncing and rolling across the street. Until it was license plate size at my forehead, like got like clocked in the head, like with the bumper straight square, like got hit hard. And then and it was like slowing down at that point. So I like rolled and skidded ahead of the vehicle. And then it was still squealing to a halt. And then the front right tire rolled over my legs, over my thighs.
Dude.
And then it finally stopped. And when it finally stopped, I was like half under and half out of underneath this vehicle, this pickup truck.
Yeah.
And the passenger side door swings open and this woman looks down and I'm just like looking up at her like, and like,
yeah,
she just, I see her face and she looks panicked and then she looks back she like goes back into the car and I just hear her just like beating the shit out of like the driver. She's just like, you motherfucker, you hit this kid, you hit a fucking kid. God damn it, I can't believe you. And she's just like punching the driver. And it wasn't his fault, it was my fault. Like I shouldn't have crossed the road. I wasn't supposed to cross the road.
Yeah.
And he couldn't have known. Like there's not supposed to be a kid on the small highway, you know?
Holy shit.
And sorry, this is a long-winded story.
No,
I can't tell the story without like it taking some time. Yeah, so
we got time.
So anyway, the only witness was my brother. And I think it fucked him up like long term. Like I'm sure that
I'll bet, dude.
Like, it fucked him up. But I wasn't in any pain. I went immediately into shock. Like it was just adrenaline and shock. And a neighbor heard the commotion, came out and dragged me like probably a few feet out from under the car. So I was just like no longer underneath the vehicle, but I was still just laying on my back, just looking up at the sky. And then the next thing I know, there's like 10 people standing around me in a circle looking down at me. And I'm just looking up at the sky, just blinking. Whoa. And then my brother ran to the cottage where my mom was cooking like chicken or something. And she's just like cooking and he like slams open the screen door and he's like, Mom, come quick. Trent got hit by a car. Like, come on. She's like, stop it. That's not funny. Don't joke about that. That's not funny. And she just keeps cooking and he's like dragging her. He's like this little like 7-year-old kid trying to drag her out the door. And she's just like, I don't think it's funny. Leave me alone. Like go back and play. Stop joking. Right. That's not funny.
Yeah.
And finally he's pulling with so much force that she finally like peeks her head out the door, realizes there's a big commotion, a big circle of people standing around me. And so she comes out and she's like, holy shit, he's not lying. She comes running to the street and she's like, I just hear her like, if you don't know CPR, get the hell out of the way. And she's like pushing everybody out of the way. And, I'm conscious. I'm not in pain, but I'm like,
you're not out.
I'm not out. I remember it all. I remember vividly, like every single detail of this accident.
Damn.
And, she gets to me and everybody kind of moves out of the way because she's my mom, you know, she's got like that power. And then she was like down on her knees, like leaning over me and like got her hands on my cheeks and she's like cradling my head and she's like, oh my God, Trent, like, baby, how are you doing? Are you okay? And I like saw her. I was like, Mom. And then I like sat up like 90 degrees, like pivoted at the hips, like sat up, looked at her in the eyes. And I was like, Mom, I don't want to die. And she was just like, lay down.
Oh my God.
And don't move. And I was like, okay. And I just laid back down and I didn't move. And then the next thing I know, my vision just went red because there was so much blood from my forehead hitting the bumper, the license plate. Like I had the scar. Look at this. It's like from here to here. That's like the license plate that clocked me, dude.
Damn, dude. And that's just when it was like already stopping.
That was the second connect, time you know? Yeah.
Dude.
And, yeah, dude, it fucked me up bad. Like I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I couldn't walk for 4 months. Like I wasn't paralyzed, but I didn't have the strength.
You're lucky as hell to even
be. Well, dude, I got flown to the hospital in a helicopter and the paramedics like strapped this like weird styrofoam vest, like life jacket thing to my chest.
Yeah.
And I was like, and,
Jesus,
they were like wheeled me into the helicopter and like flew me to a helicopter landed to like fly me to the hospital because I wasn't close to a hospital. And, they were like, have you ever been in a helicopter before? And I was like, no. And I was like, can I look out the window? And they were like, no. And I was like, oh, you know, it was brutal, you know. They gave me a little pin of a shape of a helicopter, like, you flew in a helicopter. And I was like, fuck.
I wanted to see out the window.
Yeah. Still want to see out the window. I want to look out the helicopter window. That sounds rad.
Right?
Anyway, that happened to me, and it like was a life-changing event.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
It fucking changed my life.
Yeah.
That changed my life. The actual event. Like I was like kind of a chubby kid. I lost a shit ton of weight. I had asthma. It went away. And I think it went away because like when you're like a 9-year-old kid and you're in the hospital in the ER, like they pull out all the stops to like take care of you. They gave me this thing called like the pneumo vaccine, some fucking crazy injection. It was like the like Wolverine X-Men chemical like injection. I didn't get sick for like 6 years. I didn't sneeze or cough or anything. Like
Crazy.
My asthma went away. Like, they were just like, super serum, give it to this kid. We can't let him die on our watch.
Whoa, dude.
You know, like, but in the helicopter ride, they were like, what year is it? You know, who's the president? You know, how many fingers am I holding up? And I was like trying to answer all their questions. And they were like, squeeze my fingers as hard as you can. And I was like, squeezing like, and they were like, he's not squeezing. And then I could hear the paramedics saying like, he's not going to make it. This kid's not going to make it. And I was like, I'm going to make it. I'm squeezing so hard. And they were like, he's not going to make it. This kid's not squeezing. He's not going to make it. And then the next thing I knew, I woke up in the hospital after surgery and they like were pulling this nurse. It was really pretty.
Yeah.
Was pulling this tube out of my throat and I fucking projectile vomited all over her face. And I fucking got her, dude. And I felt terrible because she was so pretty. And then like, then I was out again, and then I was awake again. I was on morphine. I was all fucked up. Like, you know, and my grandpa was there all of a sudden, and he was like, yeah, your uncle's here too. And he was like, but he had to step outside because you were just farting so much in your sleep and you couldn't take the smell. And I was like, don't make me laugh. It hurts, you know. And then, anyway, sorry. That's a long story. It was crazy shit.
Yeah. Life-changing.
You know.
For sure.
It affected me for a long time. I couldn't fucking swim when my siblings were swimming. I couldn't. Like, I just played with, I got all the Legos. My parents bought me so many Legos. But I couldn't do shit. I couldn't fucking walk for like 4 months. I was fucked up. Dude. Yeah. Broke 3 ribs. 2 went through my lung. 1 went through my spleen. They removed my spleen. Like, I didn't break my legs or any major bones. I just broke a bunch of ribs and they punctured my organs.
Damn.
But I was fucking weak.
Yeah.
I lost a bunch of weight. I'm like, been like skinny and fit ever since. Basically, I don't have asthma anymore. I don't know. It's like miraculous. I used to sleep with a machine. Yeah. To help me breathe.
The CPAP thing.
Yeah. Maybe it was that. Something like that.
Yeah. Wow, dude.
And it was crazy. But, so, sorry, long setup. Jesus, long setup. Okay.
That's good, dude. That's awesome.
I had this reoccurring dream over and over and over that would happen to me again. Like crossing the street, my brother's like, you're it. Mom said not to cross the road. I start crossing the road. Twiddling my thumbs, walking across the street, looked right, looked left before I crossed the street. Yeah. You know, like I did what I was supposed to do. You're supposed to look left, you're supposed to look right. Nobody says, hey, and then hurry up and get across the road. Like, I was like, I had no idea. Yeah. And I get hit over and over in this dream. The accident happens over and over and over. And I probably had that dream like 20 times. Whoa, it just happened all the time. Like every like month I would have that dream. And then one time I had the dream. And this is where like I like defeated it. Like I had the dream and it all happens exactly the same. And which is exactly the way it happened in real life, which is a nightmare. That's terrible.
Totally.
But there's no pain associated because I went immediately into shock. Like it didn't hurt. It just hurt to be like healing. Right. That's all. Yeah. But the dream happens and then the impact happens. And when I'm doing the flips through the air and this final time that I have this recurring dream, I did like an Olympic gymnast, like triple flip and twist. And and then I landed on my feet and I threw my arms in the air like in the symbol, like the YMCA, like wild, like ta-da! Yeah. And landed and like the sunlight shines down on me like this golden rays of light. And I was like, oh! Like I was like, yeah, did you see what I just did? I just landed that shit. I landed that trick. And I like woke up and I was like, fuck yeah, that was fucking great. Did you see that? And then I never had the dream again.
Damn.
Yeah, beat it.
That's so sick.
Yeah, nuts, dude.
You're like, yeah, I meant to do that. Flip through the air.
Yeah, it was like an acrobatic maneuver. I like got the gold medal, and then the grand prize was you never have to live this nightmare again. Like it's gone. Right? Yeah, I felt like a superhero.
Yeah, describe that feeling, like
with the feeling of like being
after you wake up from that.
Oh yeah, I was just like, what? That was great. I was
relief. You don't have to ever.
I didn't know I was gonna have the dream anymore. Yeah. It never came back after that. I just like woke up and I was like, that was the first time that I woke up from that dream and didn't feel like panicked and sweaty and like scared, you know? Because that was hard shit, man. I was a kid. I was a little like weak little kid, right? And it changed my life, you know. Everybody thought I was gonna die, and I didn't. And everybody was like, "You're a miracle," and I was like, oh, "Whatever." I just got really lucky, but
dude,
but it's like
insane. Like 55, I think. Like
it was like a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Who
fast
knows
the truck
how
was actually going.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
I seriously feel like I like ran as fast as I could, and it was like that kind of panic and fear and adrenaline. I was probably going pretty fast.
Insane, yeah, probably.
And I took some of the impact off because I was running from the vehicle, but it like chucked me in the air. I was doing flips in the air. Not controlled flips, just like fucking violently spinning around.
Right.
And I hit the ground, was bouncing, skidding, sat up, it clocked me again. I slid forward ahead of the vehicle, rolled a bunch.
Jesus, dude.
And then it ran over my legs. And then I fucking survived it. There was like a fucking 9-foot pool of blood that I was lying in.
Jesus.
It was so much blood.
Damn, dude.
Like, there was a stain on the road for a long time. Like, it was bad.
When
and the whole time that my family was on this vacation,
mm-hmm.
I was in the hospital.
Fuck.
And it was the first night. I didn't even sleep one night.
It was
I remember
the first
putting
night.
my bag on the top bunk and claiming the top bunk, and I never got to sleep in it.
Damn,
and they stayed on vacation because it was close to the hospital I was in.
Damn.
And my parents were like trying to like keep the other 3 kids like from panicking while they were totally panicking the whole time. I'm sure they did not have fun, but they were like taking the kids to like the water park and the, you know, like to like
I'm sure
the pumpkin patch or whatever like they were doing. Like they were trying to
off
they were trying to be like, it can still be fun. It can still be fun. Right. And all the while, like my mom was just like, I'm stepping away. I gotta go visit my son and like spend like, you know, so I feel like that was probably a lot of stress on my stepdad because he was just taking care of all these kids and like, holy shit.
I can only imagine, dude.
And then like all my family from all around, like all these people came to visit. It was nuts.
Wow. Damn.
Sorry, I can go on
That's,
and on.
Wow.
I feel like I can just like, I'm like, oh, you just reminded me of the story. I'm just going to go on and on a tangent. I'm going to make your podcast last for like 3 hours.
I had no idea that you did that. I mean,
yeah, it's crazy.
I haven't known you for a whole long time, but still, like, you could have easily died.
Yeah, but that dream, man, like, that's like my favorite part of the whole story. Like, it wasn't even real. It wasn't even the reality. It was just like I had this nightmare that was just like this shit that sucked happened to you over and over and over and over and over in your sleep. It happened for real. Mm-hmm. And then finally I had that dream that I just conquered it. Yeah. And it just went away. Yeah. And I like all of a sudden owned it. And I was like, it's mine. I claimed it as I'm the victor. I came out on top. And I did in reality. So
that's
recurring dreams.
Yeah.
That's how to beat it.
That's dope, dude. I kind of experienced the same thing with like my dream with like beating that lady with tire iron. Like after that happened, like I didn't have it ever again. And I've totally like it's totally changed my outlook on like how I interact with people.
That was a recurring dream?
The theme was recurring of like something chasing me or like a power authority. Yeah. Abusing their power. Yeah, totally.
That was your first episode. That was a good dream, man. I like the way you told it. You're just, like, I can imagine myself in that situation in real life, like when I was younger, just like doing like hanging out, getting stoned, drinking beers when I'm underage.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Like in an alleyway or in like a industrial zone, like kicking rocks, like fucking around, cracking jokes. Chilling. And then all of a sudden somebody's like, hey, you, what are you doing? You know, put your hands up. You're like, fuck, man, I didn't do anything. I wasn't hurting anybody. Right. And then like, they're like, you're going down, mister. And you're like,
nope,
I don't deserve this. Right. I didn't cause anybody any pain. I was just having a good time. And they're like, you're going to jail. And you're like,
dude, yeah, it was completely changed my outlook.
Yeah, because like you like succeeded. You're like the person who was trying to tell you, like, we're coming down on you and coming down on you hard. You just like killed her, and you're like, no, you're not. You like conquered it.
You're
dude,
like, it was so cool. Like,
even though that's fucked up. But
it's like, it's super fucked up. But yeah, I like. I mean, I'm sure. I don't know. I can't really. The feeling were probably. It was close between you like landing your gymnastic flips and then like me.
It's on par with my kickflip dream where I fucking land the skateboard trick and then I'm like, ta-da!
Right. Yeah.
Succeed.
It's just like the best feeling ever though. Like I woke up and I was like totally relieved, like renewed. Like it was.
Yeah. That's cool.
Can't explain it.
Super cool.
Yeah. Fucking awesome. So we're at, oh yeah, we're killing it. We're at over an hour. So, is there anything else you want to close with?
Yeah, I should close because otherwise I'm dragging on too long.
It's all good.
What do I want to close with?
I have one other question.
Yeah, sure.
One last one. If you could spend a day in the dream world with anyone, who would it be? What would you do and why?
I would definitely want it to be. Can I have more than one?
Yeah, totally.
I would definitely want it to be
Dreamland.
like my girlfriend, my daughter, and my girlfriend's son, like my family unit. And I would want us all to be dreaming it together. Like I want that dream where we're all dreaming and we're all conscious that we're dreaming.
Cool.
And we all together decide what adventure we're going to go on, knowing that there's no limits, so that you can do anything you want to do. Like, you know, like we could like fly like Rocket Man to like Saturn and like go like surf like Silver Surfer the like rings or something, you know? I don't know.
That sounds really
Like
cool.
I would want to have a dream with my family that was an adventure that we all got to remember when we woke. I want to have a dream with my loved ones where like I'm having the same dream they're having. When we wake up, we're like, shit, we connected on the astral plane. Like, I want that. I want that bad. And I don't care what happens. I just want to like share the dream
experience.
Yeah, I would want that.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I think about that.
That sounds really cool.
Sometimes I'll like tell her, I'm like, hey, you know, if you go to sleep and you start finding yourself dreaming, and if you can remember your dream and try to think of me, and I'll try to think of you, and maybe we'll like connect.
Damn.
know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be rad.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Any one of them. Like if I could share a dream with them, and I could be dreaming, and they could be dreaming, and we're like actually doing it together.
Yeah.
And like remember it together, so that we can talk about it in Awakened Life and experience whatever adventure that turns out to be. Even if it's a fucking nightmare, I don't fucking care. Like I would love to just wake up and be like, you had that dream, I had that dream. I know that happens to people.
Right.
I've had, I've had dreams that felt like that, like similar dreams, but like I want to have that one where I'm like, I was tuned into you and you were tuned into me, and
dope. Yeah. Dude, well, thanks again.
No problem,
got some background noise, but I really appreciate you coming over and sharing that with me. That's fucking awesome. I learned something new, and that was an awesome story.
Cool, thanks,
appreciate it, man.
That was fun, super fun.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. All right, man. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, friends, that's going to do it for episode 11. Thanks again for listening, and if you enjoyed what you just heard, please show some support on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram, all aboard the Dream Train, all one word. If you have a story you think you'd like to share, please shoot me an email at allaboardthedreamtrain@gmail.com. You can also find out more about the show and ways to contact me on the website. Once again, I have to thank Trent for sharing his story. If it wasn't for people like him, this podcast wouldn't be possible. If you want to share a story but remain anonymous, you can give this number a call and leave a message on the voicemail, 503-609-0009. I would love to be able to play some wacky stories at the end of an episode. Again, that number is 503-609-0009. Thanks again for listening. I hope everybody has a great day. Hey Alexa, all aboard the Dream Train podcast. Subscribe.